Decadê.
What's the word, people? Welcome to a Whole Lot of Cash. I got a real special guest on the panel with me tonight. Big Tan from the M.
Oh yeah, man.
Word, bro.
Hey man, coolin', man. You know what I'm saying? Glad to finally get up with you. You know what I'm saying? Out in the city, man, just holding it down. You know, same old, same old.
For sure. I mean, shit, you know, I know about you because you blood, right? But you got an interesting perspective on a lot of different topics. I'm talking about from women to fashion and everything in between, right?
Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
For sure. So I just kind of want to start like at the beginning, right? So tell me about your early life, bro.
How can I put it? Born in Chicago, man, raised in Memphis. Shit, came up like everybody else, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to get by and shit. Left the house 17, went back to Chicago for a minute, joined the military. Did Iraq, got out, got down, back on the town, man.
For sure. We're going to get to all that, the whole Iraq experience and shit, because, you know, you done seen some shit the average person ain't seen. You know what I mean? So we definitely going to double back on that. But you mentioned you came from the city, so from Chicago, rather. So South side, West side?
West side.
West side. What type of was you there long enough to even be influenced with the shit that was around you, or?
Yeah, I can. Bro, I remember a lot about Chicago. When I left. I was 9 when we left. Right. So shit, by 9, I hear, you know, I'm outside. I'm kind of, you know what I'm saying, I'm seeing what's going on outside, you know. So
you know, we grew up fast in Iraq. By 9, niggas done seen some shit.
That's what I'm saying. So shit, by 9. So by 9, I had picked up on the lot. So when we first moved to Memphis, man, I really ain't like it at first.
No. What was the biggest thing that you noticed in your young age when you first got down there? Like, whoa, this shit is not the same.
Man, white people.
White people? Oh,
yeah, white people.
It's more segregated up this way, huh?
Yeah, up there, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's, you know, you had your few white people here and there, you know, but down here it's different, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's way more than what you used to, you know what I'm saying? And then with being in Memphis so close to Mississippi, man, it's damn near half and half type shit, you know what I'm saying? So that was one of the biggest difference. Of course, that and how they talk, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Man, but to be honest with you, I really ain't we moved to Whitehaven when we moved to Memphis. So that's really all I knew as far as Memphis. You know what I'm saying? There's a few places we'll go here and there. I really ain't get out and really learn the city until I moved back to it, to be honest.
Got you.
Yeah.
What was Whitehaven like for you?
Man, Whitehaven, honestly, when we first moved down here, it was decent. Like when we first moved down here, because you know this was Elvis mansion at, so it's he, you know what I'm saying, his house is in Whitehaven. So when we first moved down here, it was decent. It's always been mainly black people, but it was kind of middle class, you know what I'm saying? Like it was better. Now, man, this shit crazy now.
It's treacherous now, huh?
Man,
it's treacherous, eh?
Man, these motherfuckers, man, it's poverty. Like people broke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People broke. And I tell people all the time, social media don't make it no easier. You know what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers feel like they really be happy to have shit, and you really don't. So they motherfuckers risking their life. It ain't until you sitting down to where you like, man, I really ain't even, you know what I'm saying? You didn't get tricked out the street. So, you know.
For sure. All right, so I guess you never really, until you got older, you never really had to deal with the typical Chicago woman, right? But when we talking about Memphis and the females, now that you older, do you see a difference? Because I know you done dealt with both. So
it's most definitely a difference. It's most definitely a difference. My Southern women, you know, they're a little more softer, a little more submissive. You know what I'm saying? From my experience, you know what I'm saying. My daughter's mother is from Baltimore, and my son mama is from New York.
Okay.
So it's definitely a difference. Southern women, they're a little more soft. You know what I'm saying? They'll go there too, especially Memphis women, but they're a little more soft. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Chicago more city up north girls, you know what I'm saying? you dare to gotta whoop the hoe for it to do right. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That's crazy because I done seen some females, some Southern females that tee up like they turn
Oh
up
yeah,
too. You know what I'm saying?
they gonna do their thing too, but they a little more, I guess with the whole
Reserved.
Southern hospitality thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
a real
But
thing,
don't
huh,
get it
man?
fucked up. Yeah, don't get it fucked up, cause you know what I'm saying. One of these women they'll cook for you and be ready to kill you the next minute. You know what I'm saying? So it's they still women at the end of the day, man. At the end of the day, it's still women.
So do
Yeah.
you subscribe to this thing that I'm cautious about saying it, right? Because I really think it came from the internet. Because when I'm in the community, I don't really hear too much. But it's supposed to be a quote unquote battle of the sexes going on in our community. You think that's
it's really the internet, bro. It's just the internet. People, you know what I'm saying? People getting out, but at the same time, it's kind of pouring over into, you know what I'm saying, real life, because motherfuckers really getting on the internet and you laying in the bed and you reading and seeing these videos and you putting these phones down and trying to push that on your mate when y'all first got together. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people got together on these type of morals and things that they like, and then social media is making them question the whole shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I think it's really an internet thing, but it's pouring over into the houses. You know what I'm saying? But my take on that basically is just, like they say, it's somebody for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's women out here that don't mind doing this, and that, and there's niggas out here that don't mind doing this, and that. You just gotta find somebody that you're compatible with. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the biggest thing, though, right? So you said there's niggas out here that don't mind, and there's females out here that don't mind. And I get that.
Yeah,
it's always been like that. I don't think that's a new concept, right? The mentalities have changed, right? Well, I've heard women flat out say that niggas ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? And feel like, men ain't, this the sorriest batch of men God that never made, all those little things. The mentalities have changed for both sexes, for both men and women. You think the mentalities have changed? Do you think
I think for sure the mentality has changed, but I think it's, man, like I say, it's more so the internet. Like the women they're trying to like with the BBLs and all these things, they're trying to do all these things because they want to secure the man at the end of the day. Like you doing all this because you trying to secure a man. You know what I'm saying? So you go and do all these things to yourself, and then you get with a nigga, and then he only want to smash. You know what I'm saying? So of course you feel like you like, damn, I'm doing all these things for the nigga, and he just want to hit and pass me up. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. But at the end of the day, it's like I tell women a lot of the times, it's more like, even though niggas like looking at nice shit, it be more than that. Like a nigga hit some shit just because we'll hit some shit. But at the end of the day, for me to be coming home to you every day is deeper than just a BBL bitch and some makeup. You know what I'm saying? It's deeper than that.
But that's the thing though, right? Because you got to explain that to her. Like you said, you was telling that to some of your homegirls or whatever.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to explain that, right? Because a female should understand that this man at the end of the day is gonna want something more than just, the way I look. Just like she want more than just
no, I can't say that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I've been moving around long enough to learn that, man, shit that you think is common sense ain't. Like a lot of people, they've been brought up this type of way. You know what I'm saying? So you probably under your family, you probably under your folks for shit up until you were 18, 19. Shit, some folks older than that. So depending on how you came up, you in your mind, this all you know. So then when you jump out here, because there's some women out here, you know what I'm saying, some marriages with a guy, the daddy just work and these kids sit around and see mama not do nothing. She just look good. And so when you jump out in the world, you think that's just how it's supposed to be, when that's their understanding. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of shit, man, ain't so common. Some people are so used to seeing things a certain way, it's like they don't understand it no other type of way. You know what I'm saying?
You got women who has been raised a certain way, but then they get out here and they get certain experiences.
Right.
And that's not and what I'm about to speak on at this moment, it's not even a man or woman thing. If you have been raised a certain way and you can't see the flaws in the way that you were raised once you gain experience, right? Because I grew up a certain way. I was taught certain things, right? This is just an example, an analogy I like to use. Like as a child, I watched all the men in my family eat steaks well done. You know what I'm saying? And I grew up and was like, what the fuck is this piece of leather I've been eating my whole damn life?
Right.
Experience taught me different. Now, I could have just stuck with it like, well, that's what they taught me. They taught me to eat well done, so that's what I'm going to eat, right? So when a female grows up and she sees something different, she has a different experience. She done came across a fuck nigga, and then she turn around and come across a nigga who gonna do for her, provide for her, protect her. Why would you keep the same attitude that you kept for the fuck nigga? You see what I'm saying? It's like,
but a lot of them be so damaged, P. Like by the time they get out, like the time you run across a woman like 30 something, shit, especially like 30. I ain't gonna say 30 something, but 30. And especially if she look like something, like you know what I'm saying? You done been out here, you done dealt with, you know what I'm saying? Even if you ain't fucking all these niggas, you still dealing with these different personalities and shit. So a lot of them just be damaged, bro. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, and women agree to a lot of shit that they ain't really down with. They just say it because they like the nigga or whatever. And that shit don't never go. That shit don't never go well. You know what I'm saying?
So it's the infatuation, you think, in the beginning that traps a woman, and before she looks up, it's too late. She done already been.
A lot of the times, and then especially like, you know what I'm saying? If a nigga if you look like some, you get some money, and you got a little motion, man, they coming, and you can almost have your way. You know what I'm saying? So then, still she done latched on, and she thinking it's this and that, but it don't be that. A lot of the times, man, these conversations don't be had. Like people get with people and you just think things going, but y'all ain't never had a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like me and my girl was talking one day, and it was a whole conversation for us as far as she think, okay, like I was like, man, you can just go. I could if I'm with a chick and we're not even together, and I'm out at the mall and I'm feeling myself and shit. I cop some shoes. I might tell her to cop some shoes too.
Yeah.
Now, baby said her head, I feel like that. I feel like you like me if you buy me some shoes. But if a nigga having money, it's like, I just bought you some shoes. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of the times that's what it be smoking mirrors, man. And people don't have a conversation. You just think because of these things happening that you moving up the ladder when it really don't be that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I say this all the time. Communication is the main pillar.
Man, facts. People do way more communication on the book than they do with the actual person they with. And you don't be knowing what's going on. Like motherfuckers have a heated argument, and then you jump on there to give your point when y'all could have just had that. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's a fact. I want to switch lanes just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because you had mentioned about you being in Iraq and fighting in the war and everything, but you grew up a regular young nigga, you know what I'm saying? What influenced you to join the military, right? Because some of the same influences, not all of them, but some of the same influences that was over me was also over you. So what made you take that route?
Shit, I remember the first time I said something to my mom's about me going to the military. I was working at Popeye's Chicken. Okay. And this dude came in and was talking to us about it, and I really ain't had my ass on it. When I came home, I tell mom, I'm like, man, this recruiter came up there and woo. I remember her just going off like, hell no, woo, you know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't doing that. No black man supposed to be get there, woo, all this shit. So I'm like, okay. After I ended up quitting school and shit, me and my mama kept clashing and shit, and I ended up getting my GED and shit, and me and her kind of going back and forth. So I went up to Chicago. I left and went back to Chicago, and I'm staying on the south side of Chicago, on the 109th and Troop, man. And it was actually with my sister's ex-husband. They had already divorced. It was weird as hell, but he was still like a brother to me. You know what I'm saying? So I go up there and I'm staying with him, bro. And just the few months that I was there, bro, I was seeing some wild ass, just some crazy ass shit happening.
Right.
And I just knew I had to figure out something. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I gotta get my head. I wasn't trying to go back home, and I know I wasn't trying to be up in Chicago like that fucking all.
Right.
And man, I had one day I got up and I just called I called everybody, bro, from the Coast Guard down to the Army. And the army guy pulled up first. He like pulled up the next day, like that morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, what's up? I talked to you yesterday. I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? So he pulled up on me, and man, I signed up and I did it, bro.
So it was more of a what the fuck am I gonna do? And that presented itself.
Man, just trying to get going because the nigga was doing the whole job hunting shit in Chicago, but you know. Man, it's winter time, nigga fucking off on them buses and shit. I was like, man, this shit ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? So I died with the military thing. I know those folks was gonna, you know, house a nigga, feed a nigga, pay a nigga.
Yeah.
So shit, man, I ran off.
But you joined up though, right when the country was finna send some shit to the moon, huh? Like right when they was gonna go to war.
Oh, now by the time I signed up, shit, the war was already going. That was part of the reason why Obama was like, hell no.
So you knew where you
I knew what was going on. Yeah, I knew what was going on. But at the same time, bro, I wasn't scared, bro. I wasn't scared. I just feel like, man, a lot of I just feel like as far as that, but me thinking about it now, because back then, like I said, it was more so for a check.
Right.
But after going through it and just, I just feel like, man, like it just sometimes a nigga just gotta mind man up. You know what I'm saying?
No question.
And that was just kind of just one of them things, bro. You know what I'm saying? So not to divert, but you know what I'm saying? You know, my pops died when I was 2, so I was raised by my mama, and the nigga was still in the streets, gang banging and shit. You know what I'm saying? Still doing things. But I remember when I went off to the military, like I told you, my mom was like, hell no. When I went, I remember my whole mindset was just, you know what I'm saying? Because I never called. Like, I never called nobody, Pete. I never called my phone. My mama ain't even know I was, by the time my mama found out I was gone to the military, I was graduating to like the next day. I never called. Man, I was going back for us. So nobody knew I was gone, but my brother-in-law and his folks, I was staying with them. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't called nobody. I went.
Not even your siblings. Like,
but nobody knew. Nobody knew, bro. And how it was the day before we graduated, my drill sergeant just like, bro, he was like, Reed, I haven't saw you use the phone the whole time. You know what I'm saying? And he asked me about pops, asked me about mom. I'm like, man, her been going back and forth. He's like, you ain't talked to her the whole time. I was like, nah. And he called her. So they called me over the intercom and shit. I come to the office, she on the phone. She like, you ain't tell me you graduated, and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, the whole time I just want to, I had the mindset like I gotta show motherfucker I can do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can do this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Especially when you feel like motherfuckers down you. You know what I'm saying? It drives you even further to show you. And
and I feel like a lot of times with men, especially with black men, like being raised fatherless, nigga, a lot of people don't speak on it, but it almost sometimes you feel like you be having to go harder just to let a motherfucker know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was raised by a woman, but I still get on your ass type shit. It's like you almost got more than you got to prove. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I was at the time. Like, man, I got to show motherfucker I can do this shit. You know what I'm saying? But it got real fast though. Cause when I joined, I knew it was possibility. But you know, everybody don't go to Iraq. This motherfuckers has been in the army 20 years and never synced over there. You know what I'm saying?
So when you signed up, you obviously ain't signed up for the infantry. You signed up for something else then.
Well, I signed up for human resources.
Human resources.
But when I do the human resources, they put me in the infantry unit. And if you've been in the military, you know, nigga, whatever they need you to do is just what they need you to do, no matter what your job is. It's like you're a soldier first and then that type shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So it got real fast, nigga. I joined the military in July of 2006. July 2006. Yeah, I graduated in January of 2007. I got married May of 2007 and was in Iraq by December of that same year, nigga.
That's a fast ass
nigga,
life, right?
Like it happened fast. Like when I originally signed up, I was National Guard. So after I graduated from the military, it was cool. I came back home. Me and mom started clashing again. So I had been fucking with my ex-wife, my daughter's mama, and she was in Hawaii. So nigga, I ended up picking up and shooting and going to Hawaii, and I just decided to go active army. Okay. So when I go active army, they send me to Missouri. I leave Missouri and come back to Hawaii, and the unit that they put me in was going to Iraq, nigga. That was just the dice I rolled, bro. And I remember I got to the unit in November, and I showed up there with my bags, and she was just like, she said, take leave because we leaving to go to Iraq next month. And I remember, nigga, my heart dropping, nigga. I was like, what?